In the glittering halls of the Galactic Assembly, amidst the sprawling star charts and endless debates, one fact was universally accepted: humans were a joke. The Council of 9 Species, the de facto rulers of the galaxy, saw humanity as little more than an oddity, a species that flailed about in their tiny corner of space, inventing strange things like hot dog eating contests and karaoke. They were weak, primitive, a minor distraction in a galaxy full of giants. Until the war began. It started as a minor dispute. The Scythian Dominion, an empire of warlike insectoids, decided that Earth, rich in rare resources, was perfect for their expansion. After all, the humans wouldn't resist. "Are you sure?" asked General THRYXX, the Scythian warlord, as he examined the shaky reconnaissance footage. It showed humans throwing small orbs into hoops, and then cheering wildly. "Yes, General," buzzed his intelligence officer. "They are laughably unprepared. They still use combustion engines." THRYXX waved a claw dismissively. "Good. Send a single invasion fleet. That should be more than enough to crush them." The Scythian fleet, a sleek, terrifying armada, arrived in Earth's orbit 3 weeks later. They were met with silence. The humans didn't launch missiles or scramble fighters. They broadcasted a single message: "Welcome, extraterrestrial friends. Feel free to land in Kansas." Kansas? The Scythians, baffled but undeterred, descended. What they found was unexpected. Instead of military resistance, there was a barbecue waiting for them. Tables groaned under the weight of ribs, brisket, and potato salad. Smiling humans handed out plates and insisted that the Scythians try the cornbread, it's the best. For a moment, General THRYXX hesitated. Was this a trap? The Scythians, who had never tasted food before, they subsisted on nutrient paste, tentatively sampled the barbecue. It was glorious. The invasion paused for several hours, as the fleet indulged in coleslaw and lemonade. Then someone suggested a friendly game of basketball. By the end of the day, the Scythians left Earth's surface, carrying crates of barbecue sauce, and utterly bewildered. "They are weak," THRYXX muttered to himself. "But they are also peculiar." The Scythians returned to Earth 6 months later, this time with a full invasion force. They weren't here for dinner. This time, Earth responded. But it wasn't what anyone expected. The humans didn't deploy tanks or fighter jets. They uploaded cat videos. Millions of them. The Scythian communications network, optimized for efficiency, was overwhelmed within hours. Claw soldiers stopped mid-march to watch kittens play with yarn. Commanders found their encrypted orders drowned out by human memes. And then came the music. At first, the Scythians tried to block the transmissions. But Earth's arsenal of relentless pop music, from Gangnam Style to Baby Shark, was too much. Entire battalions abandoned their posts, unable to get the tunes out of their heads. General THRYXX, infuriated, ordered his fleet to press on. But the humans weren't done. In the chaos of the invasion, Earth unleashed its most terrifying creation, Karen. The Scythians first encountered Karen at a captured Starbucks in Seattle. She stormed into the command center, clutching a half-finished latte, and demanded to speak to the manager. Confused, the Scythians attempted to explain that they were the new rulers of Earth. Karen was unimpressed. She berated them for ruining the neighborhood, demanded a refund, and complained about the lack of soy milk. Within days, Karens across the globe had mobilized, storming Scythian bases with grievances ranging from HOA violations to expired coupons. The Scythians, unaccustomed to such unrelenting criticism, began to crack. "It's not worth it!" a Claw soldier was heard shouting as he fled a PDA meeting. "These humans are insane!" News of the human resistance spread across the galaxy. Species that had mocked Earth now watched with awe. "They're not weak," muttered Supreme Chancellor Blorb of the Council of Nine. "They're unorthodox." Reports poured in. A Scythian warship disabled by an army of hackers armed only with gaming laptops. Entire battalions defeated by human prank calls, each ending with, "Your refrigerator is running. Better catch it." The Scythian High Command collapsing after an unrelenting barrage of glitter bombs. The council convened an emergency meeting. "We must intervene," Blorb declared. "The humans are destabilizing the galaxy." "But how?" asked another counselor. Blorb sighed. "We negotiate." When the Galactic Assembly's delegation arrived on Earth, they found a planet transformed. Humanity was united, not by fear or hatred, but by sheer absurdity. The delegation was greeted by an impromptu parade, complete with marching bands, balloon animals, and a giant inflatable duck. "This is madness," whispered the lead negotiator, a stern Vroloxian. "No," replied her human liaison, grinning. "This is Tuesday." The Scythians, humiliated and exhausted, withdrew. Humanity, officially declared chaotically unpredictable, was left in peace. But Earth didn't forget. They began sending care packages to other species, kits of barbecue sauce, karaoke machines, and, inexplicably, rubber chickens. The galaxy would never be the same. As for humanity, they celebrated the only way they knew how, with fireworks, bad dancing, and a truly horrifying amount of cheese fries. And somewhere, in the vastness of space, General THRYXX vowed revenge, but not before finishing the last bottle of barbecue sauce. General THRYXX reclined in his private quarters, clawed feet propped on a shattered piece of Earth furniture he had confiscated during the first invasion attempt. He twirled a bottle of barbecue sauce between his claws. Its sweet, tangy flavor haunted him. The humans had embarrassed the mighty Scythian Dominion, and the galaxy was laughing at them. "This isn't over," he growled, slamming the bottle onto his desk. "They may have won the battle, but they haven't won the war." THRYXX summoned his most brilliant war strategists, Zexter the Ruthless, Karks the Cunning, and Larry the Optimistic. "We need a new plan," THRYXX said, pacing. "Something the humans won't expect. No memes, no cat videos, no food. We will crush their spirit, dismantle their civilization, and take back our honor." "General," Kark said cautiously, "the humans are unpredictable. We underestimated their creativity. Perhaps we should—" "I don't want excuses," THRYXX roared. "I want solutions." Larry raised a claw. "We could try asking them for another barbecue." THRYXX stared at him for a long moment. "Larry, leave this room and never return." Back on Earth, the victory celebrations were winding down, but the humans were not letting their guard down. They knew the Scythians would come back, and this time, Earth needed a long-term strategy. Tucked away in an unassuming building in Kansas, the newly formed Earth Defense Council, EDC, was holding its first meeting. The room smelled faintly of pizza and coffee. "All right, people," said Chairwoman Maya Patel, an astrophysicist-turned-strategist. "We've proven we can hold our own, but we can't rely on cat videos and Karen complaints forever." Fizz, a caffeine-addicted software engineer, raised a hand. "What if we hack their ships again? I'm working on a program that auto-generates memes faster than they can adapt." Maya sighed. "Fizz, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need something bigger." "Weaponized karaoke?" offered Carlos, a former lounge singer. "I've got connections in the industry." "Focus," Maya snapped. "The Scythians won't fall for the same tricks twice. We need innovation. Think outside the box." At that moment, a janitor named Earl, who had been quietly mopping the floor, cleared his throat. "What about the cows?" The room fell silent. "The cows?" Maya repeated. "Yep," Earl said, leaning on his mop. "We've got more cows than people in this country. Why not use him? Ain't nobody gonna see an army of bovines coming." The plan sounded ridiculous, but humanity had learned to embrace the absurd. Under Earl's guidance, the EDC developed Operation Moo. Scientists fitted cows with lightweight, cybernetic armor. Engineers built hover platforms to transport the animals into space. Farmers across the globe trained their herds for combat, using methods that ranged from VR simulations to motivational MUING. "Cows in space," Maya murmured as she watched the first armored bovine hover into the sky. "This is either the most brilliant thing we've ever done, or the dumbest." THRYXX's fleet returned with a vengeance. This time, they bypassed Kansas and landed in New York City, determined to strike at the heart of human civilization. "We will not be distracted by their antics," THRYXX declared. "Our mission is clear: destroy their infrastructure, capture their leaders, and what is that?" He pointed a claw at the horizon. A herd of armored cows, shimmering in the sunlight, was charging straight at the Scythian forces. They were accompanied by drones projecting holographic cowbells and blaring an orchestral rendition of Old MacDonald Had a Farm. The Scythians hesitated. This wasn't in any of their tactical manuals. "General," Kark stammered, I think they've weaponized livestock." THRYXX's mandibles clicked furiously. "It's a bluff. They're just animals." But then the cows attacked. Laser beams fired from their cybernetic armor. Drones dropped buckets of steaming manure onto Scythian troops. One particularly fearless cow named Bessie leapt onto a Scythian tank, crushing it under her weight. The battlefield descended into chaos. The Galactic Assembly was watching the invasion unfold through live broadcasts. Leaders from dozens of species stared in stunned silence as Earth's cow army defeated the Scythians. "I don't understand," muttered Supreme Chancellor Blorv. "How do they keep winning?" They're insane," said another counselor. "But it works." "Send a delegation," Blorv ordered. "If humanity can weaponize cows, who knows what else they're capable of? We must negotiate before they decide to conquer us." The Scythians, humiliated once again, retreated. A week later, the Galactic Assembly sent an envoy to Earth to establish formal peace talks. The negotiations were held in Kansas, naturally. Delegates from across the galaxy sat at picnic tables, nervously sampling Earth's cuisine, while avoiding the stern gazes of armored cows grazing nearby. Maya Patel led the human delegation. "We're happy to discuss peace," she said, "as long as Earth's sovereignty is respected." Blorb nodded quickly. "Of course. The Galactic Assembly recognizes humanity's unique strengths. We will ensure no species threatens you again. And one more thing," Maya added. "We want a seat on the Assembly." Blorb hesitated. Humanity was unpredictable, chaotic, and frankly terrifying. But they were also unstoppable. "Agreed," he said. With their new seat on the Galactic Assembly, humanity wasted no time making an impression. Carlos turned galactic diplomacy into a karaoke contest. Earl became the ambassador for agricultural innovation, introducing alien species to the joys of farming. Thiz, true to his nature, created a galactic meme-sharing network that united countless civilizations in laughter. As for THRYXX, he retired in disgrace, spending his days in a quiet corner of the galaxy where no cows, or humans, could find him. Humanity's rise from galactic joke to legend became a story told across the stars. They weren't the strongest or the most advanced, but they were something far more dangerous, creative, determined, and absolutely bonkers. And as the galaxy learned, that was more than enough. General THRYXX sat in the dim light of his secluded hideaway, nursing a battered ego and a sour disposition. He had sworn to avoid humanity after their creative triumphs. Yet, reports from the Dominion's spies continued to trickle in. Each one detailed the humans' rising influence in the galaxy, their bizarre diplomacy, their absurd trade items. A multi-million credit black market had sprung up for Earth's snacks, and worst of all, their weaponized sense of humor. But then came the report that reignited his hope. "General," said Karks, cautiously entering the room, "we may have discovered their weakness." THRYXX's antennae twitched. "Speak." Karks cleared his throat. "Humans are incredibly resourceful, yes, but they rely heavily on chaos and unpredictability. What if we remove that from the equation? What if we lure them into a scenario they cannot joke their way out of?" THRYXX leaned forward. "What do you propose?" "A controlled battlefield," Karks said. "One where the rules are ours. A war game, if you will. We challenge their leaders to a formal competition. No memes. No cows. Just strategy." THRYXX's mandibles clicked in anticipation. "And when they fail, the galaxy will see them for what they truly are, frauds." On a quiet morning in Kansas, Earth's new Galactic Assembly representative, Maya Patel, received the transmission. It was a formal declaration from the Sci-fi Dominion. "Humans of Earth," THRYXX's voice boomed across the screen. "You have embarrassed us long enough. We propose a final contest, a duel of wits and strategy to settle this once and for all. If you refuse, the galaxy will know you for the cowards you truly are." Maya frowned. "This feels like a trap." "Oh, it's definitely a trap," said Fizz, who had wandered in holding a plate of nachos. Carlos, now Earth's self-appointed Minister of Entertainment, grinned. "A duel of wits? Sounds like they're asking for trouble. What's the game?" The details came through moments later. A galactic version of chess, with a board spanning light years. Each piece was a real ship, piloted by representatives from Earth and the Dominion. The stakes? If humanity lost, they'd be banned from the assembly, and Earth would be subject to Sci-fi control. Maya sighed. "Why do they always make this so dramatic?" Earth's leadership convened in record time. The stakes were clear, and they needed their best minds for the competition. "All right," Maya began, pacing the room. "We need strategists, pilots, and someone who can think outside the box. Fizz is our strategist," Carlos said, pointing at the programmer, who was already sketching out absurdly complicated tactics on a whiteboard. "I'll handle morale," Carlos added with a wink. "And I've got the pilots," said Commander Ava Torres, a decorated veteran who had once landed a malfunctioning space shuttle using only duct tape and sheer audacity. "And me?" Earl the janitor asked, leaning on his ever-present mop. "You?" Maya paused. "You keep doing whatever it is you do, Earl." Earl grinned. "Can do." The galactic chessboard was a marvel, a three-dimensional hologram that spanned the meeting hall of the assembly. Each piece glowed in vivid detail, representing a real ship in space. THRYXX stood at one end, exuding confidence. He had brought his finest tacticians, each a master of strategy. At the other end, Fizz adjusted his hoodie and popped open a can of soda. "Let's do this." The game began with the Scythians making bold, calculated moves. Their pieces advanced methodically, cornering the human ships with military precision. But then Fizz struck back. "What are you doing?" Maya hissed as Fizz moved a critical piece into what looked like a suicidal position. "Trust me," Fizz said, smirking. Moments later, the piece exploded, but in its wake, it released a swarm of drones that scattered across the board, creating chaos in the Scythian ranks. THRYXX's mandibles twitched. "What is this nonsense?" "It's called improvisation," Fizz said, leaning back in his chair. The match continued for hours, with each side gaining and losing ground. The Scythians stuck to their rigid strategies, while Fizz and his team leaned into Earth's greatest strength, unpredictability. At one point, Carlos interrupted the match to serenade the audience with an impromptu karaoke performance of Don't Stop Believin'. "Is this necessary?" Ava muttered as she guided another ship into battle. "It's for morale," Carlos shouted, waving his microphone. The turning point came when Earl, who had somehow wandered into the Scythian control room, accidentally spilled his mop bucket on their communications console. The resulting short circuit scrambled their command signals, causing several pieces to move in unintended directions. "How did he even get in here?" THRYXX roared, watching helplessly as his carefully laid plans unraveled. In the final moments of the match, Fizz made a move so absurd, so counterintuitive, that even his own team questioned his sanity. "You're sacrificing the queen?" Ava asked, stunned. "Watch," Fizz said, grinning. As the Scythians closed in for the kill, Fizz's remaining pieces converged in a flurry of unexpected moves, trapping THRYXX's flagship in a checkmate. The room erupted in cheers. Humanity had won. THRYXX stormed out of the assembly, vowing never to underestimate humans again. The Scythian Dominion, now a galactic laughingstock, retreated to their territory to lick their wounds. Meanwhile, Earth's reputation skyrocketed. They were no longer seen as weak, but as a force to be reckoned with, albeit a slightly unhinged one. Maya Patel gave a speech at the assembly, thanking the galaxy for its support. "Humanity may be unconventional," she said, "but our greatest strength lies in our creativity, our resilience, and our ability to turn the impossible into reality." Back on Earth, the victory celebrations were even more outrageous than before. Parades featured armored cows, karaoke stations, and holographic displays of the final chess match. Fizz was hailed as a hero, though he insisted his greatest achievement was still figuring out how to microwave pizza without making it soggy. Earl, now a galactic legend, returned to his janitorial duties. "Somebody's gotta keep this place clean," he said, shrugging. And as humanity looked to the stars, they knew one thing for certain: whatever challenges came next, they'd face them the same way they always had, together, and with just a little bit of madness. Weeks after their humiliating defeat at the Galactic Chess Championship, the Scythians found themselves in a state of chaos. Their reputation as the galaxy's apex predators was shattered, and their leadership teetered on the brink of collapse. General THRYXX was stripped of his rank and exiled to a distant asteroid, where he spent his days brooding over his failures. In his absence, a new leader emerged, Warlord KVRYSS, a ruthless and cunning tactician who vowed to restore the Scythian Dominion's honor. "We underestimated the humans," KVRYSS growled, addressing the Scythian High Command. "Their unpredictability is their strength, but it's also their greatest weakness. They rely on chaos and humor, but they cannot withstand sustained pressure. We will not fight them on their terms. We will crush them with precision." KVRYSS's plan was ambitious. She ordered the construction of a massive fleet equipped with advanced disruption technology designed to neutralize Earth's communications and electronic systems. The goal was simple: invade Earth swiftly, disable their infrastructure, and force them to surrender before they could mount another absurd counterattack. On Earth, the victory over the Scythians had brought humanity unprecedented recognition. Trade agreements flourished, alien tourists flocked to Earth to experience its unique culture, and humanity's memes dominated galactic networks. But Maya Patel, now Earth's senior Galactic Assembly representative, wasn't celebrating. She knew the Scythians would return. "Our victories have been clever, but luck played a significant role," Maya said during an emergency meeting of the Earth Defense Council, EDC. "We need a real defense system. Something that doesn't rely on cows or karaoke." Fizz, now Earth's chief strategist, looked up from his tablet. "I've been working on something. It's unconventional," Maya groaned. "This, the last time you said that, we ended up with weaponized bubble wrap. And it worked," This protested. "This time, it's even better. I call it Project Hologigal." "Let me guess," Carlos said, leaning back in his chair. "It's another joke-based defense system." "Not just jokes," Biz said, grinning. "It's a galaxy-wide disinformation campaign. We flood the Scythian systems with fake data, bogus fleet movements, holographic decoys, even deepfake transmissions of their own leaders arguing with themselves. By the time they figure out what's real, we'll already have countered their attack." Maya hesitated. "It's risky. If it fails, Earth is defenseless." "It won't fail," Biz said confidently. The Scythian fleet arrived in Earth's orbit under cover of darkness, their ships cloaked and their systems primed to disable Earth's technology. HFY smirked as her fleet unleashed its disruption beams, plunging Earth into what appeared to be a total blackout. "Victory is assured," she declared. But as the Scythians prepared to land, their sensors detected thousands of human ships rising from the surface. The ships appeared heavily armed, their weapons glowing ominously. "Impossible," HFY snarled. "How did they build a fleet so quickly?" The Scythian fleet opened fire, but their attacks passed harmlessly through the human ships. HFY's eyes widened as the ships shimmered and vanished. "Holograms," she realized too late. Meanwhile, on the ground, Earth's real defenses activated. Hidden railguns and missile silos targeted the Scythian ships, delivering devastating precision strikes. Thiz's voice crackled over the Scythian comms. "Hey there, HFY. Nice fleet you got. Shame it's all for nothing." HFY's claws dug into her command chair. "Find him! Shut him up!" But Thiz's disinformation campaign was in full swing. Every attempt to locate Earth's command center led the Scythians into elaborate traps, fake bases rigged with explosive surprises, holographic projections of human troops, and even a room filled with weaponized karaoke machines blaring "Never Gonna Give You Up." As the Scythian fleet descended further into disarray, Earth launched its counteroffensive. Commander Ava Torres led a daring raid on HFY's flagship, piloting a stealth craft through the chaos. "Remember," Ava said to her team, "we're not here to destroy them. We're here to make them wish they never came." The raid was swift and surgical. Ava's team hacked into the Scythian flagship's mainframe, broadcasting Earth's greatest weapon across the entire fleet, a live feed of cats playing piano. HFY watched in disbelief as her crew abandoned their posts to stare at the screens. "What are they doing?" she shouted. General," one of her officers muttered. "It's mesmerizing." HFY slammed her claws on the console. "This is an outrage! We are Scythians! We will not be defeated by— Wait, is that one playing Beethoven?" The Scythian fleet, overwhelmed by Earth's unconventional tactics, began to retreat. But HFY refused to admit defeat. She activated the fleet's self-destruct sequence, intending to take Earth down with her. "Fizz," Maya said urgently, "we've got a problem. They're going to blow up their ships, and us along with them." Fizz grinned. "Not if we beat them to it." Using the hacked mainframe, Fizz uploaded a final program, an endless loop of motivational speeches by Earth's most famous celebrities. As the speeches echoed across the Scythian ships, their self-destruct systems malfunctioned, locking them into an endless reboot cycle. HFY screamed in frustration as her flagship was dragged into a human tractor beam. With the Scythians defeated, the Galactic Assembly convened to discuss the future. Blorv, the Supreme Chancellor, addressed the room. "It is clear that humanity, despite its eccentricities, is a force to be reckoned with. We propose a new treaty, one that ensures mutual respect and cooperation among all species. Maya Patel stood to respond. Earth is ready to work with the galaxy. But let this be a lesson. Never underestimate the power of creativity, resilience, and a little bit of madness. The treaty was signed, marking a new era of galactic peace. Back on Earth, life returned to its chaotic normalcy. Earl retired, opening a wildly successful intergalactic barbecue restaurant. Carlos became a galactic pop sensation, touring alien worlds with his karaoke act. This continued to innovate, creating a universal meme database that brought species together through laughter. As for Maya, she remained Earth's representative, guiding humanity into its next great adventure among the stars. And the galaxy learned a valuable lesson: humanity wasn't weak. They were just different. And in the end, that made all the difference.